it's controlling having the right DJ in your bar is like having the right partner in your bed.
Yeah.
If you have the wrong partner in your life, it's not going to go too good.
Yeah.
Welcome to the spot where the mics are hot. Every word we drop got flow like a shot. Got stories to tell and jokes that hit hard. Come join the fun, it's a brand new yard. We bring the vibes, the beats won't stop. Tune in now, we rise to the top. Laugh, cry, shout, feel every drop. This podcast here is cream of the crop.
All right, ready. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode to the R to the J podcast. And I'm calling this season 2 because why? Because I upgraded the sound quality. Hopefully you guys could hear it. I got me a new Mixcast. It's a Tascam Mixcam 4. And the quality of the sounds amazing compared to my last setup I had. Because I used to use it.
Looks fancy.
It is. But if you guys like what we're doing over here, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. It sure helps the channel grow. You guys know about all that. It helps me out big time. But our next special guest right now is Jason, a.k.a. DJ Rubba Ducky.
Thank you.
I had to put that sound in there just because he's a DJ.
How y'all doing? Rubba Ducky at your service.
Man, I appreciate you coming over here, man. I know you're a busy man because I know right now you say you're going to Taboo, right?
Yes, Taboo is it's a new club off of Jimmy Johnson. It's right next to Saki's. I think it's
the old Antro, right?
Old Antros, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That place is.
It looks nice.
It's very nice. Yeah, very elegant.
Yeah, me and my friend Jim went there last Friday or Saturday, and it looked very nice. But we got there like late, like at 1:00, last minute thing.
Yes, they'll be having, I guess, separate sound going inside and outside, just kind of like we do the same format at Dylan's, except for they'll have probably Spotify running on the inside, and I'll be out on the patio as usual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not good enough to be in the house.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little too dirty to be in the house. I belong on the back porch.
Yeah, but I guess other DJs, are they gonna be out back there too, or inside too?
Yes, I guess on on certain days, Fridays and Saturdays. I don't know if they're gonna have somebody inside Thursday or not. Mm-hmm. But I know I'm gonna be on the patio.
Yeah. So for the guests, who is Jason?
My name's Jason Turner. Can't believe I gave y'all my government name, but yes, I'm, born Opelousas, Louisiana, raised in South Louisiana for a good long time, and then migrated to the Golden Triangle, and kind of, always had to come back. My mom ended up settling down here.
Yeah. How long you been in this area?
Since about the 6th grade, so about 30 years.
30 years? Oh, same as me too.
Yeah, about a good 30 years. I went to school in Bridge City, and I went to school in Port Arthur. I went to Edison Middle School for a little while.
Yeah.
Went to Thomas Jefferson High School for a little while.
Yeah. Did you ever DJ like in the big cities and stuff like Houston?
Yes, I've done like the rodeo cook-off, the chili cook-off. With So Hype DJs, so they cover a lot of stuff from Houston, as well as pretty much the Golden Triangle period. We've got a DJ in just about every venue.
Yeah, I know. I always seen you over there at Dylan's all the time. Yeah, that's my spot. I always go to just to have a couple of drinks.
Dylan's is home base for me. Mm-hmm. I've DJ'd Reds, Woodrow's, 409. Madison's, the country club. I've done all as far as the mural festival. We do the 4th of July festivals.
What's the Euros festival at?
In Beaumont.
In Beaumont?
Yeah, the Beaumont Mural Festival.
Mural festival. Okay.
Mural festival.
I think they said Euro.
Yeah, the Mural Festival. Okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Where they painted all the buildings and everything.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of years ago. It's pretty nice.
That I did the first one. I was there for the first one.
Okay.
I got to perform with Chloe Overstreet and Ethan Osborne, and that was a great day. That was my first time to actually kind of, be a DJ mixing in with live artists.
So how long you been DJing in Beaumont area or around this area?
Okay, see, got my first bit of equipment with Hurricane Ike money.
Okay.
So it was right after Hurricane Ike. I think that was like 2010, 11, something like that.
Yeah, because I'm old school too.
Yeah.
Because I remember Crockett Street when it was popping back in the day.
Yeah, so Crockett Street. I didn't get to DJ in Crockett Street. I just started back then when Crockett Street when it changed to Vane. What was it before it was Vane? I can't remember what it was.
Drinks, Black Cat.
Black Cat. Yeah. That was when it transitioned from Black Cat to Vane.
Mm-hmm.
That was about the time I was really starting to get, traction.
Yeah, and Dixie was over. Dixie's pretty much.
Yeah, there was Dixie.
Star Bar.
I DJ'd at Star Bar one night, opened up for a little band and did sound for them. But no, let's see. The first gig I did in Beaumont was a wedding.
A wedding.
I did a wedding in Lumberton. Yeah. And it was a backyard wedding, which was actually quite awesome because they had this this temporary dance floor thing that they had brought in that looked like a wooden checkerboard with pillars on the corner. It was snazzier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So as a DJ, when you do events like that, are you the one supplying all the equipment?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I rolled up in a vehicle full of equipment.
Yeah. So that's what people don't understand. Like when you hire a DJ, you're just not hiring him. You are hiring his equipment as well too, right?
Yeah, I've got $30,000 of gear in my car.
Oh yeah. I believe it too.
Yeah, at least. But that's what it means to be a mobile DJ too. So, but as right now, I'm pretty much I'm the resident at Dillon's.
Yeah.
So I've kind of pulled back from the other places. Dillon's wanted my time.
And resident means that's your location.
That's my location, yeah. And as a resident DJ, there's a lot to it. It's not just, going up there and keep the dance floor packed all night. Mm-hmm. It's controlling having the right DJ in your bar is like having the right partner in your bed.
Yeah.
If you have the wrong partner in your life, it's not going to go too good.
Yeah. So how do you know when how many songs to put in country or lime songs or whatever, lime dance songs to hip hops? Do you have it a certain way? Like, okay, I'll put 2 rap songs, then from there 2 country songs or lime songs.
Okay, so basically what it is Dillon's is the most diverse crowd in the Golden Triangle. Besides say Woodrow's, Reds, they're those crowds is very diverse.
Yes,
you have every race, ethnicity, and background you could throw underneath. And it's just, a big melting pot. Mm-hmm. What I try to do is wear each part of the crowd out and overlap a little bit. Mm-hmm. Okay, because there's people that's going to be like, okay, I'm not quite tired enough. I'll dance one song of this.
Yeah.
But you're rotating that crowd out through the night because you want them to. Anybody can keep a dance floor packed all night.
Yeah.
Okay, but are you making the bar money? Or are you just working the shit out of the staff and entertaining the crowd? The crowd thinks you're the best DJ in the world, but the club and all the staff there hate you.
Oh, okay. So you gotta get some of them to go out to the bar side and get some drinks or whatever, calm down.
Yeah.
Then come back later.
It's an ebb and flow.
Oh, I got you.
It's ebb and flow. So
Makes sense.
You give them enough to wear them out.
Yes.
Then you rotate to and if you're clever enough, which you've been there, you hear how I do it. It's everything's about timing.
Yes.
So, the line dances, you don't want to play too early, because they need their liquid courage.
Yeah.
Everybody,
12:30 probably.
About 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock?
About 11 o'clock is when
that's still too early. Usually I don't even get to
because the line
11:30.
dances, if you appropriate the line dances right, to where you save the wobble for last, you can use the wobble to go into the ass shaking shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then bang, now you got what they really want, what they really came there for, and what they all want is to come shake their ass.
Yeah. Now, I don't just think on the top of my head. But when the club is pretty much closing, do you have like a like, okay, it's time to go song? You know?
Yeah, you got to try to slow them back down a little
Yeah.
bit.
What's your song to go?
I like some of the good slow R&B jams, like the Mario "Let Me Love Yous" or Avant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That Avant song. I can't think of the name of it right now. Let's see. I'll tell you. As a good DJ, I have music on my phone.
I think I know.
Making Good Love.
Making Good Love.
Making Good Love. You want to send them home to make good love.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You want to send them out in the parking lot, lovey-dovey.
Yeah.
Not,
See, guys,
not too rared up, because you don't want fights to break
Yeah.
out. It really is. It's an art form. As a resident DJ, it's an art form to make sure the night goes great without a hitch, because you really do control the vibe.
you're trying to help out the guys get laid, pretty much, right?
Yes, I'm there to
And the
make
girls.
I'm there to get you laid, not get you beat up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely not there to make you cry, even though I know everybody wants, the little tearjerker song here and there every now and then. But that's the biggest thing. That's the hardest thing, is when you're in the middle of dropping it like it's hot. Somebody comes up there and wants to request, 4 non-blondes. What's going on?
Yeah.
Or, some Evanescence.
Kind of kill the whole vibe right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Somebody always comes up there with a vibe killer.
Yeah.
There's a vibe killer every night. If y'all knew, I'll be batting my way like Neo in the Matrix.
What's wrong with you? Come on now. So, but what did you do before this?
I built scaffolds. Mainly. I hung sheetrock, metal studs. I was in the Carpenters Union for a while, for a good while.
No, are you still doing that, or are you DJ's your full-time job pretty much?
I do it 4 days a week now. 4
days a week?
4 days a week, which is really more than I want, but it is.
Well, I mean, it's good. I mean, if that's kind of what you got to really kind of work on, but I'm guessing you got to probably do research on some new songs, or if anything like that, or do you even like some of the new songs comes out right now?
Oh yes, look, I spent 2 days last week searching just reggaeton.
Oh, reggaeton?
Yeah, just reggaeton, just that alone, or
What do you like so far from that reggaeton? Can't go wrong with Daddy Yankee. Old school reggaeton. I don't like the new school too much.
Daddy Yankee, Don Dale,
Don Omar.
Don Omar. Who else did I come across?
Maybe Nicky Jam, probably.
No, I would butcher it if I tried to say it.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but I did find some stuff. It was, believe it or not, most of my music I find on social media a lot, in the backgrounds of clips and stuff.
Same with me. With Instagram Reels, just going through it. Sometimes I hear a song, I like that song.
Yeah.
Then I look it up on YouTube Music.
That's the best thing about having 2 phones.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're like, "Oh, you got one for the bitches and one for the hoes." No, I got one for playing the song on a clip and one for Shazamming.
Okay. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Yeah.
That's the main reason why I kept my second phone.
Yeah. So at least you don't do your construction work or pretty much all the scaffolding.
No, thank God. No, here's the thing: when in scaffolding, if you're smart, you get out of it at some point in time. You move on to pipe fit and iron working something. Go get into rigging, then crane operating. If you're really serious, you're really lucky. Crane operators, they make the big bucks. But no, I ended up. My dad built scaffolds until he was 60-something years old. It was in the family.
Yeah.
So and it was one of the only jobs that fed my adrenaline. I was, I guess, an adrenaline junkie.
Mm-hmm.
So scaffold building kind of fed that for me.
Yeah, all there in the refineries and all that stuff.
So what it was I always wanted to get out of the refineries, because I saw these 40-year-old scaffold builders walking around just, hunched over, popping pain pills like they were Skittles,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I don't want that life.
Yeah.
I already got something against me. I have I have a type of muscular dystrophy that I inherited from my mom. It's called Charcot-Marie tooth disease.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's really starting to hit me at this age. So that's but I always wanted to get out, and I got out. Was raising dogs and DJing, and I really couldn't get a lot of traction here. There was a guy back in the day that was pretty much controlled the whole scene around here. But that was the DJ over there, Aaron Shea. He was a good guy, but he tried to keep a tight lid on Crockett Street. Man, it was really hard. So
Okay.
yeah, I had a cousin in Austin. Made some contacts through him, and next thing you know, I was DJing in Dallas.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I just skipped straight to Dallas, and they loved it. They listened to a recording one night. They invited me up there. They listened to it because I recorded everything. When I first started, I recorded everything, man, because that's how I got good. I would record it and I listened to it and listen to where I screwed up and listen to what I did right and figured out oh, that's how they make that sound on that track. They did that, or that's the technique. I was.
So you have a mixer to do all that, right? And what kind of mixer do you have?
Right now, I'm using a Pioneer the top line Pioneer controller, or second to top of the line. Yeah, I would say it's Pioneer XDJ XZ.
Okay, and I'm sure that one probably has more knobs and controller compared to this one here. Huh?
Yeah. So it's two turntables and a mixer built into a complete interface, just like you would if you had two CDJs and a mixer. But it also has buttons on it to switch out the turntables to two more turntables. So I actually have control of a 4-channel mixer and 1, 2, 3, 4 turntables.
4 turntables, so 4 songs at the same time could be playing
Yes.
pretty much, and you get to choose.
Yes, and I can stem out different parts of the song now. So with the press of a button, I can drop a song to nothing but the vocal, or nothing but the melody, or nothing but the bass line, or nothing but the kick drum,
Oh wow.
or any combination of those.
Yeah.
So I can pull the vocal from this track, the melody from this track, a bass line from this track, and a kick drum from this track, and on the fly and create.
Yeah, I can do all of that. Maybe I could just lower down the volume like this, and that's about it. This, and then from there, probably put some other drums with there.
Yeah.
I could add some more effects on that, so I can do that. I'll probably add some like Mortal Kombat effects. Like, get over here, finish her.
Yeah, so I do stuff like that too. If you notice, some nights I'll start off my set with the audio clip from the movie The Goods, Live Hard, Sell Hard, about DJ Request.
So I was gonna also ask you, how did you get in the business of DJing? You just was like, oh, I want to DJ.
So very specifically, yes. So the hurricane that hit right before Ike, that was supposed to hit us, they made us all evacuate.
Katrina?
No, it was one that it ended up hitting in Louisiana.
Yeah, Katrina.
No, it wasn't Katrina. It was one that was right before Ike. Katrina was like a year or two before that. There was Katrina, and then which one hit us? It was Rita.
Oh, yeah.
Katrina
Yes,
hit over there, then Rita. Then the next year, one hit over there that was supposed to hit here. And then while we were evacuated over there, that's when Ike hit.
Okay.
But I evacuated to my cousins up in Austin, and his wife had just bought him 2 CDJs and a mixer. And we'd always, talked about it, one day we'll be DJs, but nobody ever does what they talk about, but he actually, got him a set. And so he had just got him. He didn't know what he was doing with him, but we played with him for like a week while I was evacuated. And I was like, oh, I'm hooked, So after Ike hit, it ripped my roof off. We had renter's insurance, and we used that to get into a place out in China. And we had, I guess, a little bit of money left. And my ex-wife bought a set of, she bought me a mixer and 2 CDJs, almost the exact same CDJs but she got me a 4-channel mixer instead of the 2-channel like my cousin had.
Okay.
So, and that was it. All my friends that were DJs disappeared, didn't have no help. The only help we got was this guy that we were downloading music from told us about mixing in key. Mm-hmm. So he taught us how to use the key chart and make sure this song mixes that you're mixing into the next song, they're in the same key.
Oh, okay.
So that was the only help we got.
And right now, even till now to this day, you're still doing everything on yourself, right?
Yes, I still mix in key, still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I still mix in key.
I'm pretty much the same boat where I'm going to, I have to reach out to the guests to see who's going to want to come on. Then I have to do the video. Then I got to edit.
I do. So I do everything alone. Back then I had a little bit of help. So, but no, what eventually happened was, I got swept up there. This guy put out a call in Dallas. Hey, we need some DJs to go to Ibiza.
Ibiza, Spain?
Yeah, Ibiza, Spain.
Oh,
yeah, like
it's
like going to the Olympics, man.
Yeah, exactly.
As far as a DJ, that's like going to the Olympics, And I was part of like 2 different crews in Dallas, and but nobody had a passport. Okay, and then the one guy that was the head of the crew that did have a passport, it was crunch time at his work, so he couldn't take off and go. So I'd met this other DJ when I first got to Dallas. The first night I'd ever been invited to go up there, I was supposed to DJ, but another guy, I was brought in as a replacement, and the other guy actually showed up. So I didn't get to DJ that first night, so I just really got to walk around and chill. Mm-hmm. And the club was called Bravado, and it had a DJ downstairs on the main dance floor, a DJ upstairs at the upstairs bar, and then a DJ on the patio outside upstairs.
Damn.
So the first time I DJed, that's where I DJed was the patio. I've been a patio DJ so often, even at like warehouse raves, I'm the guy outside.
Yeah.
So it was I had to go track this guy down that I met that first night because he had a sponsor. And I if they would have approached me a day before, I'd have had the money to go, but I just bought a dog because we were raising dogs. I just spent $3,000 on a bull mastiff.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
those are big dogs, huh? The bull mastiff.
Yes. Trust me, the cops will call you before they come to your house to make sure your dogs are put away. Mm-hmm. If the cops got to come arrest you, they will make sure your dogs are put away.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool that you were able to make a living DJing and then actually go travel all this.
So yeah, areas. I went. Yeah, I did. We went to Ibiza. Our first stop was in London. And then from London to Amsterdam, then from Amsterdam to Madrid, and then from Madrid to the island Ibiza. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing was, if you've ever seen the movie Transporter 2,
yes,
when he's getting to that ferry and the girl's passed out in the car, mm-hmm. right? And he's like, "What's wrong with the girl?" And he's like, "Ibiza," mm-hmm. right? And he's like, "Ibiza," right? So you got to understand, we partied like rock stars in Ibiza. Okay. It was lit. It was crazy. So,
I would too if I was there.
Yeah. This girl from Morocco gave me a chunk of pure MDMA about the size of one of those lollipop ring cans.
Oh, wow.
Just handed it to me the second to last night we were there. So I ended up having doing most of it by myself because at the end of the tour, all the DJs were flying out. So we were 16 or so when we first got there, but by the end of 16 days, some had already flown out and stuff. So we were like the last of the Mohicans. Mm-hmm. So when I got back on the plane in, let's say, in Amsterdam, is when we got back on the plane in Amsterdam flying back. I was this guy comes in to sit on the plane next to me, and he's got his whole family with him, and they were Middle Eastern, was wearing the Middle Eastern clothes and everything, and they wanted me to let them put their bag under my feet. Okay, and like I already had my carry on, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like I paid for my spot, and commotion started, and I was like, no, fuck him.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to bring a bomb on the plane, he can sit the bomb under his own ass, man. You know. So by that time, the pilot comes out. The air marshal's coming from the back of the plane. My buddy stands up and goes like, hey, just chill. Everybody just chill. He's been in Ibiza for 15 days. And the whole plane was like, Ibiza. Even the guy with the bomb was like, Ibiza. And everybody chilled out and left me alone.
That's funny.
And the guy set his bag back in his lap and we flew.
That's funny.
Yes. And the thing was, we flew back into the country on 9/11.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, not the 9/11, but
on
9/11.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
crazy. I'm from El Salvador, and I finally went back there last year, and it's been over 20 years. And me and even my son went with me, and a couple family members went to this bar club, like Dylan's. It was called Shota. I think not Shota. I forgot. I think Shota. Then from there we went to this other place, like a hookah lounge, and it was called Ibiza too.
Mm-hmm.
That's low, and it was pretty nice in there. You know, pretty legit. But yeah, I don't know.
Definitely my crowning achievement.
Yeah.
So when I came back from that, I realized that, you know, my marriage would not survive me being a world traveling DJ.
Yeah.
You know, my ex-wife had some insecurities, and, you know, we just, I decided to put it away. Like I did. I put all my gear in the corner. I let it collect dust. I went back to scaffold building, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then things ended up not working out between us. And I got divorced. And right after we split up, I went and helped a friend of mine do an event at the Beaumont Event Center.
Mm-hmm.
And the catering staff, it was a crazy event. So it was this charity event, and all the wait staff were dressed up as famous TV couples like Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit, Lucille Ball,
mm-hmm.
and Ricky Ricardo, Laverne and Shirley, Mark and Mindy, and they were cosplayed.
Yeah.
And it was this great event. Okay. And Jessica Rabbit invited me out to Luke's, or actually, yeah, I can't remember what it was before then, but the Luke's that was on Calder, which is now called the Park.
Okay, yeah.
The Park, so I went there, and I'm, you know, come walking up on, and there was two DJs that were DJing, you know, on the patio there, and that's the two guys that are pretty much the head of So Hype DJs now,
Mm-hmm.
Kyle and Cole. Cole Clabo and Kyle Burns, DJ Local.
Yeah.
And I saw the gear they were DJing on, and it was fancier than mine. You know, I'd been out the game for a minute.
Yeah.
You know, for
So what happened with Jessica Rabbit?
I don't know, man. I got lost in the DJ gear.
Oh man,
I did. I was like, wow, look at this shit, man. This is like so much cooler than mine.
Yeah,
you know?
I was like, get away, girl.
And they were very inviting. They were like, really, you know, are you in the business? You know, and I'm like, yeah, man. And I showed them a picture of my stuff, and they're like, oh wow, you know, like you're still, you know, you're a dinosaur, huh?
Yeah.
But no, and then Corona happened and stuff like that. I got stuck in Louisiana during Corona, and I was DJing on my old gear.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I learned to open format. I was stuck in my hometown bar, you know, with my hometown people, the hardest crowd there is, you know, your cousins and aunts and uncles that'll tell you suck to your face, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Like, so I learned open format. That's the toughest format. You know, anybody can spin house music. You know, anybody can spin this or trance or, you know, the hard stuff is open format.
Yeah.
You know, having to be able to roll through from hip hop to bring in a little house, to bring in a little reggaeton, you know, and
really mix it up.
And a little bit of cumbia and some country and some line dancing. And
yeah, I can imagine over there. I'm not sure what's your hometown, but is that over here or in Louisiana?
Louisiana.
But over here it's more diverse. So People will know some of those music already.
Well, no, actually, it's about the same as it is over there. Yeah, like all the, that's where this crowd came to love me. Is I brought the Louisiana flavor with me.
Oh, okay.
The Bootsy and the Kevin Gates, and the Louisiana artists that that they can't get enough of.
Yeah. So do you have any crazy stories you could share? Because you say
Crazy
did
stories.
weddings. I don't know if you've done quinceañeras. You've done funerals.
Yes. In Louisiana, you'll find after they bury somebody, a lot of times they go out and celebrate them. And they'll do something to raise money for the family to help with burial expenses, stuff like that. But I've done quite a few of those.
Oh, really?
That's some of the best. That's some of the best parties I've DJ'd.
Yeah, I actually never been to like a funeral, that type of funeral where they have a DJ and stuff like that. Is it like a Cajun thing or?
Maybe kind of my family's part. Let's see. My dad's part of the McCoys, actually. My dad's grandmother was a McCoy from the Hatfield and McCoys.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the Irish. I know that on my mom's side, it's French and Italian. My dad's side's got Irish and Indian and something else.
Mm-hmm.
So, probably the Indian part, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe the Irish part too.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. It's just that, but yeah, it's kind of a Cajun thing for sure. It's definitely a Louisiana thing.
Yeah.
Crazy stories. Let's see. Halloween at Embers.
Embers?
Yeah, last year. I watched.
That's like the last place. Like, okay, it's like everything's closed. Where you want to go? I guess Embers.
Yes, Embers. I'll tell you a crazy story. I watched this chick dressed as Chucky dropped another chick on her head and her boobs fall out of her halter top. What else? Let's see. I don't know.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of fights too, I guess.
Yes, fights. I try to make sure they don't happen, but yes. And here lately, like I say, most of the time it's the ladies. It's the ladies that start slinging the hands first, man.
What's wrong with you ladies? You guys try to be too masculine. Come on now.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Yeah, it's true, man.
Which I mean, that's why I try to keep the ladies is entertained.
Yes.
If you can definitely tell my mixes or tailored to entertain the female audience. They're the ones pulling the strings in there anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you give them what they want, they'll bring the rest of the crowd in, and then provide the good time. You're providing the lube. The rest is up to them.
Yeah, try and help out the guys.
I just bring the lube.
Yeah, try and help out the guys. Yeah. Come on, guys. So yeah, but where do you see yourself in 5 years? Still DJing, you think? Or
Probably so. Dylan's wants me until I die.
They want you to do your own funeral as well too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I better go ahead and pre-record that mix.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Pre-recorded mixes save your life. Trust me. Every now and then a venue will feed you some food that don't go well. Always. That's another rule to being a good DJ. Have a great pre-recorded mix. We call it the shit mix.
The shit mix?
Yeah. Have yourself a shit mix.
Yeah. And like you said, they feed you, and we talked a little bit about this, but you don't drink like really that much.
Yeah, I try not. Yeah. That's another really good rule to have. I tell venues I don't drink. Every now and then, like I say, I'll drink a shot or two with some people for their birthday. Y'all, you had them here on your podcast. Cream.
Oh, Crema.
Yeah, Crema. Yeah, that's my boy, Crema? Man. What's up, Crema? Yeah, I'll take a shot with Crema. You know what I'm saying? Certain guests, they come up and they got to show their gratitude and their appreciation for you. And it's rude not to, but no, for the main part, no, I don't drink. I stay up there drinking sweet tea. Yeah, I like to maintain situational control. I got a lot of gear up there. There's,
especially when it's your gear too.
Yeah, especially when it's your gear. Also, if venues find out you like to drink, they'll try to pay you in drinks.
Yeah.
I can't pay my light bill with
Yeah.
Don Quixote.
You can't send that to the utility people.
That's right. I can't send that 1801 to the energy people. I can't do that. So yeah, and that's really your goal as a DJ is the least amount of gigs for the most amount of money.
Yeah.
That's your goal, which a lot of the guys move into weddings.
Yeah.
And I do weddings, but I don't how do I say this? I don't like to just, somebody see me on the internet or whatever and say, hey, look, I want you to do my wedding.
Yeah.
You be here at this time.
You'd rather be somebody probably.
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather them approach me in Dillon somewhere or something like that while I'm doing my gigs, and they're like, oh my God, you're amazing. I got to have you. That way they already know who they're getting.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Not no blind date. What I call the blind date wedding. Like, hi, my name's Jason. I'm your DJ, and what it is from that point on, it's a walking on eggshells, because you never know. You just want to please the customer. You know what I'm saying? But the problem with a lot of the weddings is you've got about 4 different women that think they're in charge. There's and it's really the bride. That's the only one, the bride. It's her day. Don't give a shit with mama-in-law or her mama or her best friend or the bridesmaids or the maid of honor. Whatever.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's her night.
It's her night.
Yeah.
So
I know. So
and they'll try to trick you.
You do Dillon's on Fridays and Saturday nights?
Dillon's for every Friday and Saturday now till I die.
We talked about you going to Taboo or
Taboo. I'll be doing
Taboo or Taboo?
Taboo.
Taboo or Taboo. Okay.
Yeah, Taboo. It's I guess.
Yeah.
Taboo.
Yeah.
I'll be there on Thursdays.
On Thursdays.
I'll be there for their grand opening this Thursday. I also do music trivia every Wednesday night at Dillon's for steak night. That's where you get to see the comedian side of me, not and music's just the added flavor.
Okay.
It's a big roast session, really, with music thrown in, and everybody.
What do you roast, like
all the guests, yes.
Okay.
Yes, they roast each other.
Oh.
It's
mutual roast.
Yes, and while they're trying to name the song, I got buzzers and stuff. I got it's all it's not just craziness. It is craziness actually. It's actually craziness with buzzers involved.
Yeah, is that I know it's this Wednesday steak night, but is that on the outside or is that
on the outside? Yes, we're on the patio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might need to actually go do that one day.
Yeah.
I've been too much of a hermit crab sometimes, you know what I mean? So I need to get out some more. So if you guys like what we're doing over here, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. It sure helps the channel grow. And remember, go ahead and follow Rubba Ducky.
Remember, if you see a ducky, give him a rubby.
There you go, guys. All right. Peace out, guys.
Peace out.
I appreciate that.
Breaking news or cool interviews, we keep it real, no scripted cues. From wild debates to heartfelt tales, strap in tight, this train never derails. We bring the vibes, the beats won't stop. Tune in now, we rise to the top. Laugh, cry, shout, feel every drop.